Shalom, this is Daniel John Lee with Torah Restoration Ministries. The website is www.spiritandtorah.com. It is now the 20th day of the 9th Hebrew month. We're 5 days now out from Hanukkah. It's December the 23rd, 2013, Monday morning. And I made a podcast several weeks ago, back in October, it was just before Sukkot, where I showed how to make Tzit according to men. And of course I demonstrated the katan and how men can wear them. And women can wear them this way too, but oftentimes women wear dresses, and so it's not possible to wear them this way. So I'm going to show a feminine way that women can wear the Tzit. And what I have here is I bought a head covering for my wife, and it's a four-corner garment, just like it talks about putting the Tzit on a four-corner garment. And this is a head covering. Now, you need to make sure this head covering is 100% material. So it needs to be 100% linen, 100% wool, 100% cotton. Some 100% material, because that's a law in Torah, and that's true for all our clothing, not just head coverings. So I bought this for my wife, and I want to show you women how to wear Tzit in a very feminine way, because 1 Corinthians 11 is all about Paul telling women to wear feminine style head coverings, and then of course men need to have more of a manly style. Okay, so what we're going to first do is in the four corners of the garment, I'm going to just punch 4 holes. Okay, and I just use my scissors. Now, I mean, if you have a hole punch, that's probably better, but I don't have one with me, so I'm just using these scissors. The hole punch will make it a little more, even and not as frayed, but it gets the job done. And you just get the 4 corners, of the garment, and just make 4 holes in each corner, like so. Again, man, if you want to know how to wear Tzit, just go back to my podcast about the spiritual application of Tzit that I made back on October, I think, 17th, just before Sukkot, and you'll find out how to do that. Okay, so now I have 4 holes in this garment. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Tzit, and the Tzit always has to have at least blue in it. It's Numbers 15, chapter 15. You go to that chapter, and you'll find out that there has to be blue. So I have blue in it. I also put white in it just for contrast, but you don't have to have the white. The only commandment is blue. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put the Tzit through the hole here. Okay? And I'm going to start tying it so that it starts looking beautiful. So, now there's a lot of different types of knots you can do. I like to just do the simple one. Okay? Just basically a standard knot, and just keep doing that over and over again. This does several things. Not only does it look beautiful, but it also secures it so that you're never gonna have to worry about it coming out of the eye hole that I made with the scissors. Now there are some traditions that Jews follow where they have to do a certain knot in order to spell out Yod He Vav He. That's just tradition. Again, the commandment is simply to put a cord of blue. So you can be fun and experience. I have these that I even have red in them, but the commandment is you always have to make sure there is blue, some sort of blue. It can be any type of blue you like, blue, purple, light blue, dark blue. It can be any sky blue. Doesn't matter, just blue. Because again, blue is the color of sapphire, and sapphire is the color of the throne room of Yah. It's the color of the floor. Blue always symbolizes heaven. So when we put blue in our Tzit, it's putting the Messiah himself, Yahshua, in our Tzit. This is why the Orthodox Jews, they follow their own stupid traditions, and a lot of them do not put blue in their Tzit because they're not obeying Torah. They're not following the Messiah. Although there are some Jews who do so, like I know the Karaites put blue in theirs. And there's some Orthodox Jews that are starting to, because they've actually found the snail that they think they need to make the blue dye, which that whole myth about having to have blue dye from a snail that is extinct, that they've just found some more of the snails, but that's ridiculous. Okay, they were given this commandment when they were in the wilderness, and believe me, there were no snails in the desert of Sinai. So it's just a stupid man-made tradition that the rabbis made to not keep the Torah. But you just put blue in these Tzit. Again, it represents the Messiah, and it also, the whole point of this is it's to remind us to keep His commandments. And then Yahshua himself, he wore these when the woman was, had that issue of blood for 12 years. She caught a hold of Yahshua's Tzit, and she was healed. because there's healing in his wings. So just as Jesus wore the tzitzit, men and women are to wear it too. Now some people say, well, only men have to do it. No. It says in Numbers 15, the children of Israel. Just like it says the children of Israel to keep Shabbat. Are only men supposed to keep Shabbat? Of course not. Women have to keep Shabbat too. Well, in the same way, in Numbers 15, it says the children of Israel put the 4 blue fringes in the 4 corners of your garment. So, yeah, men and women both need to do this. Now, as you can see, I've got a nice little tzitzit on one of the corners, and I'm going to repeat the process in all 4 holes. And then my wife will have 4 tzitzit on this veil, and then, of course, she's going to put it on her head, and she's going to have these beautiful hanging tzitzit that's going to look very feminine upon her. So, I'm going to finish making this, and I'll make another sequel of this video in about 5 or 10 minutes, and I'll show you the finished product, and I'll actually have my wife put it on so women can see the finished product. This is Daniel John Lee with Torah Restoration Ministries. The website is www.spiritandtorah.com. We are now only 5 days out from Hanukkah. Shalom.